Good Monday morning. It's July the 27th. I'm Will Puckett. We appreciate you joining us for today's edition of Catch Up Quick. We want to go ahead and get you straight into your First Alert weather with First Alert meteorologist Cindy Sullivan.
And now, your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Sydney Sullivan.
Well, we had a bit of a stormy start this morning, very electrical storm system, and that is fortunately clearing on out. Still leaving us with a good amount of cloud cover for the time being, but should gradually thin out some of the clouds, making way to more sunshine and trending mainly dry as the rest of the day progresses. But looking ahead to tomorrow, we are tracking a First Alert weather day for Tuesday. Some of these storms are going to begin to roll in late tonight into early tomorrow morning, but we have an additional round of storms possible tomorrow afternoon. In addition to that, this is coming with heat indices into the triple digits. Today will be close to that, so still going to be very hot and humid, but tomorrow even more humidity building into the forecast, helping to fuel some of these storms. So looking at the second round of storms that'll have a little bit more punch to it, this is primarily for tomorrow afternoon. Highlighted in yellow, these are the spots that have the best chance of seeing some stormier conditions. For today though, again, trending nice and dry for the most part, upper 80s, lower 90s, but feeling even hotter. So as we time things out, I was just actually getting in some new model data. So things are going to be changing as we gradually fine tune the forecast. But for right now, trending mainly dry other than a sprinkle here or there through about lunchtime, then more sunshine this afternoon. Moving into tonight, overall conditions mainly dry up until about midnight time frame. Then we start to bring in that first round of showers and storms. And again, the timing and the coverage has fluctuated just a touch, but this is actually showing a little bit more coverage early tomorrow morning. So if this still holds together, some of these storms could impact that morning commute for tomorrow. Then we actually break away to a mix of sun and clouds. And again, it's very dependent on what happens in the morning time frame. So as we gradually clear some of that storm activity out, if we have enough time to basically bring in a little bit more activity for the afternoon and actually recover the atmosphere, this will bring in more stormy conditions. This is 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. Mostly dry still at this point, but you can see this area, especially far east and northeast of Knoxville. That's where we're going to see the best potential of those stormier conditions through about sunset, maybe 11 o'clock, just depending on where you're located. And then once we move into Tuesday night into Wednesday, looking much drier, and we finally get a little break in those temperatures. So yes, not a drastic drop, upper 80s, but it does come with lower humidity. Should be a beautiful finish to the work week, and then we'll start to bring in a little bit more rain by the weekend.
All righty, Sydney, thank you. Well, early this morning, we found out from the Knox County Sheriff's Office that the fire at Cheers at Choto has been officially ruled as undetermined. No one was hurt in that fire, but the building was destroyed and many of the workers were left without jobs. The cause of the fire, again, from the Knox County Sheriff's Office is undetermined. KCSO telling us that after review and investigation, the fire investigators were unable to determine the cause of the fire. They tell us the case is now closed. Well, we've been telling you for a while now about flock cameras, a growing issue in Knox County. A special meeting that was supposed to happen this afternoon where KCSO would talk about their plans to use a $1.5 million grant to install nearly 300 more cameras is canceled. Flock cameras automatically read license plates. They can help track down suspects or find missing people, according to Flock. Now, KCSO announced they plan to use that more than $1.5 million grant from the state to buy nearly 300 cameras and place them across the county. The devices, though, were sparking privacy concerns among neighbors and Knox County leaders. Gina Oster, who is County Commission chair, says her office has been flooded with calls on both sides of the debate. One big question folks have is, what if they're arrested on the spot?
Definitely, if you get the wrong person, if it's just a pullover for maybe speeding, but also for something that they could think that you were doing something really bad with. And I do think that there's always, when humans are also in charge of technology, there's always mistakes that can be made, right? And so I think that that's where we want to get to, of how accurate are these? How intrusive are these? What rights are we looking at?
Now, she says no new cameras are set to be installed until the sheriff's office meets with commission, but no new date has been set. Now, that meeting today to discuss flock cameras in Knox County again canceled. County Commission was supposed to talk with Knox County about it today, but they said they didn't have the staff available to do it and needed more time to prepare. We're now hearing from Representative Tim Burchett, who says he wants to get rid of them entirely. He's introducing the Protection Against Mass Surveillance Act. It would halt federal funding for surveillance systems that track people. The bill would also require federal agencies to delete any data it obtains after 30 days. Now, Congressman Burchett says the cameras violate the Constitution.
Americans should never choose between safety and liberty. We got to keep our country safe.
Congressman Burchett says he's talked with Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs about banning the cameras. The bill is moving through the U.S. House right now. We'll let you know what happens. We'll also let you know what comes from a possibly rescheduled meeting. Now, all of this is happening as just minutes ago, Mayor Jacobs released a statement about flock cameras in Knox County. Let's take a listen. Mayor Jacobs again addressing flock cameras, apologized for that. He says that there's a state statute made in the mid-2010s that addressed the ability for flock cameras to be used in Knox County. He says, though, technology has advanced so much, artificial intelligence even further than that these cameras are more advanced than they ever were when the bills were made. He's now asking for both the state legislature and the federal government to restrict these cameras and what they're able to do. Adam Thompson, Knox County Commissioner, also said the commission was somewhat misled by the sheriff's office when the original request to use $1.5 million of state grant funding to place further cameras across the county. He said they were never told they were for flock cameras until way late in the process. The two of them say they will be available tonight before the county commission meeting. We'll keep you updated as the day progresses on this continued breaking news. Well, after heavy flooding in Grainger County last week, County Mayor Mike Bird is requesting a state of emergency. First responders say they handled nearly 300 calls during the flooding. Nearly 3 people had to be rescued. 2 bridges in Rutledge were destroyed. Officials saying the flood caused millions of dollars in damage, and the county can't afford to fix that on their own. Well, this morning we're learning Dolly Parton's brother, Coy Denver Parton, has died. According to his obituary, he died Thursday at the age of 82. He was working as a farmer and crane operator through his life. We're told that funeral service will be private. Christa Pike is set to die on September 30th in the murder of Colleen Slemmer in Knoxville back in 1995. But her attorneys are asking the state to review the lethal injection process. They claim the process will make her relive past trauma. The Tennessee Supreme Court has appointed a special master to review whether or not the state's protocols are constitutional. Pike's hearing is set for August 11th through the 14th. That's scheduled for Knox County Court. And this morning, we're still working to learn the funeral arrangements, or actually we know them now, for Claiborne County Mayor Joe Brooks, who died in a motorcycle accident near the Claiborne County line Saturday, according to THP. Brooks served as county mayor since 2018, was a 7th-generation farmer, even working on his family farm during his current term, and he was a U.S. Naval veteran. East Tennessee officials showing their support for Mayor Brooks. In a statement, Sevier County Mayor Larry Waters called Brooks a respected colleague and a good friend. On top of that, Representative Tim Burchett posting a video on social media asking for prayers for Brooks's family. Those funeral arrangements we now know will be at Claiborne High School Thursday. Receiving of friends 3 to 7, with the funeral service to follow at 7, and then another one the following day from 10 to 11. A reminder, Governor Bill Lee is not up for re-election as he reached his term limit. We're now more than halfway through early voting. There are 8 people running to fill the governor's seat, 3 Republicans and 5 Democrats. This is the primary election for state and federal officials. So you'll be voting for who you want to be on the ballot in November. And then locally, you will elect your county mayor or sheriff in a couple of other races, depending on where you live in East Tennessee. Now in Knox County, nearly 23,000 people have cast a ballot so far, most of them 55 and over. District 5, which is the southwest corner of Knox County, including Farragut, is seeing the highest turnout. Early voting ends August the 1st. That's Saturday. Today is your final day to request an absentee ballot if you cannot vote in person. The election is set for Thursday, August the 6th. We have everything you need to know before you head to the polls inside your WVLT News app. All right, that's going to do it for today's edition of Catch Up Quick. We appreciate you joining us. You can stay up to date with all your latest headlines inside your WVLT News app and stream us 24/7 on WVLT+. We'll see you back here tomorrow for a First Alert Weather Day.